Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to customize your WordPress site using the inbuilt WordPress customizer tool. So to go to this, you go to Appearance and then there's the Customize option. After that loads, we get the customizer comes up on the side here, and we can actually preview the website from the front end of the site and make changes. So if we click this here, it sort of shows us like what the website looks like in full screen. We can also toggle onto mobile, tablet, and you'll see it's just a bit of a point and click editor, and at every single section that you can customize is in the side here. So for example, under global, we can adjust the typography of the site, which is the typeface that's used. Generally wouldn't recommend this unless you really want to make changes. These are generally done by your designer previously and probably don't need to be tweaked. We've got colors. We can also adjust the buttons, which are these buttons here. Coming down, we have the header options. So under site identity, this is where we set the logo. So if your logo changes, you can go change logo. And just for fun, I'm just going to put something silly in here. So let's put the Aussie World logo in and go skip cropping. And you'll see here that it'll then change the logo to the Aussie World logo. Now, when you're finished making changes, just click on the publish option. However, in this case, I won't do it because it's just for demonstration purposes. You can also adjust the width of the logo, so if you want to make it larger, make it smaller. Once again, this is probably something that's been arranged by your designer, and it probably shouldn't be changed. And then we can also adjust the site title as well as the tagline, and we can choose to display these on the website as well. So if I turn those on, you'll see it's just taking a little while to re-render. You'll see it actually displays the title and the tagline as well. Yeah, and then we can adjust the typography of that as well if we want. So we can shift the size right down. Yeah, so there's plenty of options here that you can just have a play around with. Coming further down, we have the primary header, and this is where we can change the layout of the header. So if we want it centered in the middle, so the logo centered in the middle with the menu underneath, we just change it to that option, and you'll see now we have the logo in the middle, menu underneath. Once again, probably something that you don't really want to change. And there's a few other options down here, colors and things like that. And then coming over here, we have the menu. And in the Astra theme, it actually gives you this cool option to have a button in the menu, which is our button that we have here. Now, if you want to change the link from that button, you just paste your link in here, and when you finish making changes, click on Publish. And we can also change like the style of it. And then there's just more changes that we can do that are more sort of technical changes, such as adjusting the mobile breakpoint, the toggle button color, which is this color of this here, and colors, typography. Probably not things that you'll need to necessarily change, but the main thing would be if you wanted to update this button here and how that's done. We have the above header options, and the above header is this section up here, and this is where we can adjust this text here. So this wet weather text here, this is just wrapped in a link, but if we wanted to add some text in here, we can go test, 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 and you'll see it'll re-render. And then on the side here, we have our other widget, which is our social media profiles. So for example, and another thing you can do is just click this little button here, and it takes you there. And under Facebook here, you can see we can adjust the link. So if the link to the Facebook page changes, you can adjust that, change the icon, things like that. So that sort of covers the header options. We also have like a few other options here, like we can adjust the settings for the sticky header, which is the header which follows you when you go down the website, as well as the transparent header. So yep, you see the sticky headers are set on this site here, so we can adjust some of those settings there, but I'm not going to go into that into too much detail. They're not really necessary for you to know. There's other options here, like turning breadcrumbs on, not really necessary. Adjusting like the layout of the blog itself, like how it'll sort of works, but most of the time this is going to be already set up and in place by your designer. You've got options for the footer as well, so that's the section down the bottom here. On this website, it's just a simple footer with text, and if you wanted to edit that text, you can just click that little button there, and it brings you to this section here. These here are just, they will sort of load in automatically the title and the current year, so you don't have to worry about updating the copyright year number. And then there's just more controls about adjusting colors and typography. So really, it's probably one of those things where if you really want to get into it, you can just have a play around with what each setting does. And if you don't like the changes that are made, just click on the close button. But if you do want to update it, click on publish when you're done. And that's all there is to it. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next episode.